let me tell you about the most sophisticated financial strategy ever invented by the human brain. It's called waiting until you're ready. And it is absolutely, spectacularly destroying the bank accounts of some of the smartest women alive right now. Not the lazy ones, not the disorganized ones, the ones with color-coded planners, the ones who research for 6 months before buying a blender, the ones who rewrite an email 4 times before sending it to someone they will never meet again. Yes, those women. Grab a coffee. We need to talk. So here's the scene. A woman, let's call her Sophia, because statistically, there's a Sophia reading every self-help article ever written. Sophia has a skill. A real, valuable, marketable skill. Maybe she's an incredible graphic designer. Maybe she's a brilliant copywriter. Maybe she speaks 3 languages and can coach people through career transitions. It doesn't matter. The point is, she is genuinely good at something. She knows it. Her friends know it. Her boss, who is paying her significantly less than she's worth, definitely knows it. And Sophia wants to start a business, or raise her rates, or pitch a client, or post that first piece of content. She's been thinking about it for, let me check the calendar, 14 months. She has a Notion document with 37 pages of research. She's watched 42 YouTube videos about branding. She's chosen 3 different brand colors and changed her mind about all of them. She has a logo that's almost done. She's almost ready. She's so close. Any day now. Any day now. Meanwhile, some guy named Chad, who genuinely cannot spell strategy correctly on the first try, launched his consulting business on a Tuesday because he had a vibe about it, and he's billing $12,000 a month. Chad's website is a single page with a stock photo and his phone number. Chad has not read one book about business. Chad doesn't experience imposter syndrome because Chad has never once in his life questioned whether he was qualified for anything. Chad is fine. Chad is thriving. And Sophia, brilliant, prepared, genuinely talented Sophia, is still on slide 14 of her brand presentation that nobody has asked for yet. This is the part where I'm supposed to say something kind and validating about how Sophia's journey is valid and comparison is the thief of joy. But no, we are not doing that today. Because Sophia deserves the truth, not a hug that keeps her broke. And the truth is, perfectionism is not a personality trait. It is a really, really expensive procrastination costume, and it is costing women, specifically women, an enormous amount of money, time, and opportunity, while everyone around them confidently sprints ahead with half the talent and double the audacity. Let's get into the psychology, because this is where it gets genuinely fascinating and also deeply unfair. Perfectionism in women doesn't come from nowhere. It is, in large part, a learned survival strategy. From childhood, many women receive a very specific message from the world around them. You will be judged more harshly than your male counterparts, so you had better be twice as good to get half as far. This is not paranoia. This is statistically documented reality. Studies show women are evaluated more critically for the same work. They're interrupted more in meetings. They're promoted less on potential and more on demonstrated performance, while men are promoted on potential alone. So the brain, being the brilliant little threat detection machine it is, goes, okay, got it. We must be perfect before we step forward. We must eliminate every possible criticism before we speak. We must be bulletproof. And for a while, this strategy works. The perfectionist woman gets good grades, gets the promotion, delivers flawless work, earns the respect. The strategy feels correct because it produces results. The brain goes, say, being perfect keeps us safe. And so it doubles down. and triples down. And somewhere along the way, be good enough to be taken seriously becomes, I cannot launch this until the branding is perfect, and I cannot raise my rates until I have more testimonials, and I cannot pitch that client until my portfolio site is done, and I cannot post that video until I've lost 10 pounds and figured out lighting and don't sound weird on camera. And suddenly Sophia is 42 years old, still waiting to be ready and honestly. That is a tragedy dressed up as diligence. Here's the thing about perfectionism that nobody tells you, and I need you to really hear this. Perfectionism is not about high standards. Perfectionism is about fear. That's it. That's the whole thing. High standards are great. High standards say, I care about quality, I'll do good work, I'll improve over time. Perfectionism says, if this isn't flawless, I will be exposed as a fraud, rejected, humiliated, and it will confirm my deepest fear that I was never actually good enough. High standards make you better. Perfectionism makes you frozen. And frozen doesn't pay the rent. And oh, the imposter syndrome that rides along with it. Sweet, exhausting, financially devastating imposter syndrome. This is the voice that says, who are you to charge that? Who are you to position yourself as an expert? There are people who know way more than you. What if someone asks you a question you can't answer? What if they find out you don't know everything? And so the perfectionist woman either charges less than she's worth, because surely she can't ask for real rates yet, not until she's more established, not until she has more credentials, not until she completes that one more course, or she doesn't charge at all. She gives things away for free to build her portfolio for years and years and years. Meanwhile, imposter syndrome is having absolutely zero effect on Chad, who is currently charging a premium rate for a service he invented this morning. Let me describe a very specific thing that happens in the perfectionist woman's brain when she thinks about pricing. She sits down to write her rate card. She thinks about what she wants to charge. The number appears in her mind. It feels right. It represents her skills, her experience, her time, the transformation she creates for clients. And then immediately, without pause, her brain generates a complete highlight reel of every mistake she has ever made, every gap in her knowledge, every project that didn't go perfectly, every time someone seemed unimpressed, every moment she felt out of her depth. And she looks at her number and thinks, I can't charge that. I haven't earned that yet. And she cuts it in half. Sometimes in half again. And then she works twice as hard as any client expects, delivers more than she promised, exhausts herself providing a premium service at a discount price, and ends the month wondering why she isn't making money. This is called the confidence gap, and it is a genuine, well-researched phenomenon. Studies, real ones, not Instagram infographics, show that women consistently underestimate their performance and abilities, while men consistently overestimate theirs. When men and women with identical qualifications apply for the same job, women are significantly less likely to apply if they don't meet 100% of the listed criteria. Men apply if they meet 60%. The women aren't being more accurate. They're not more self-aware. They are being systematically more self-doubting in a way that directly costs them money, positions, opportunities, and advancement. And the world does not reward the most qualified. It rewards the most visible, the most willing to go first, the most comfortable saying, yes, I can do that, hire me, here's my rate. Now here is where I want to address something that perfectionist women often say at this point in the conversation, because I've heard it 1,000 times. They say, but I just want to make sure I'm really ready. I want to make sure it's really good. I don't want to put out something bad and damage my reputation. And that sounds so reasonable. It sounds so responsible. But let me ask you something. How many years of being really ready has actually happened so far? How many times have you finished the preparation phase? Because I'm going to guess the answer is never. I'm going to guess that the preparation phase has been quietly, sneakily extending itself for quite a long time now, And every time you get close to the end of it, you discover a new thing you need to learn first, a new piece you need to add, a new gap to fill. That's not diligence. That's a moving goalpost, and it will move every single time until you decide it stops. The other fun thing perfectionism does truly, it's so generous, it gives so many gifts, is it makes you agonize over things that do not require agonizing. I am talking about the woman who spends 3 hours rewording a 1-paragraph bio on a website that will have 4 visitors. The woman who redoes her entire pricing structure every 2 weeks, because what if it's not optimal? The woman who won't send the proposal until the proposal looks completely perfect, and so the proposal goes out 6 days late and the client went with someone else, someone with a worse proposal that arrived on time. Perfectionism will have you polishing things that don't need polish, while the actual business building work sits untouched. It disguises itself as productivity. You feel like you're working so hard. And you are. You're just working on the wrong things with extreme thoroughness forever.